Hey, buddy, where you going? Want a ride? Come on, hop on in. Cheap fare. Could you picture me as a taxi cab driver? That'd be really scary. But I've always wanted to know what really goes on inside these New York City cabs. Well, today we decided to go right to the horse's mouth and have all the cab drivers tell all. So come on and join us for one great Rolonda show. We're going through the streets of New York City. Hey, wait a minute. I better get in and do the show. I have another job. See ya. Some guests here. I got to tell you something. In my job as a talk show host, I meet all kinds of people from all walks of life. But as a New Yorker, running around the streets of New York, I get to meet people like this, cab drivers. And there's probably no better stories that come from cab drivers than anything else in New York City. All day long, they meet people every day, strangers all day long, from the middle of the night to the day, all the time. I'm talking about taxi cab drivers, those brave souls who have heard and seen it all. Today, they're going to share their amazing stories of life, and some of them are going to share stories of love.
And all of a sudden, she had a fur coat on, and she opens it up, and she has nothing underneath.
The police officers, they want to meet me. Taxi limousine people want to meet me. I don't mind. I know why they're stopping me, to meet me. Okay? Because I'm a woman. I'll meet drivers out of their other cars, and sometimes there's women with their boyfriends, and they'll decide to take another cab because I'm a female.
My first two guests have had all kinds of experiences behind the wheel. This is Chris Moriarty, and he has been driving a New York City cab for 6 years. Some of you may have seen him on HBO's Taxi Cab Confessions. Yeah, you remember him? Absolutely.
Thanks.
John Crawford is sitting there next to him. He's a cabbie who has seen it all, he says. He is the co-host of Taxi Talk on Manhattan's cable channel 17. Welcome, gentlemen. Thank you. Now, taxi cabbers, I know, have some stories. I mean, you must if they're making television shows about them. Talk to me. What are some of the greatest stories that you're talking about?
Well, they never end, Rolonda. That's the thing that's so interesting. I mean, if you're out there all day long, 12 hours a day, whatever the shift may be, you never know what's going to happen. I had a lady get into my car once, and she was immediately fidgeting around like she had, a problem, with her derriere. And we got down the street a little bit, and I looked in my rearview mirror, and she's holding a gun. And of course, I was immediately startled, and she said to me, "Oh, I just wanted to let you know I found this in your back seat."
Oh, you're lucky she didn't find it in her back seat.
I think that's where it was wedged, and that's why she was uncomfortable. But
unbelievable. What about some of your stories? Have you picked up celebrities? Do you have any?
I picked up Mick Jagger. I picked up so many people. Once I picked up Mick Jagger, and he had a friend with him, and I dropped him off on the Bowery and Houston Street, and when he was getting out of the cab, a homeless person walked up to him and asked him for some change, and he laughed and walked away.
Oh, he didn't even give it. How did he tip you, though?
He didn't pay me, though. He was with a friend.
No.
And the tip was nice.
Do you guys really pay attention to what celebrities tip you?
Absolutely. Oh, yeah. Just in case, I can have some dirt about them in the past. And I got to tell you, you don't remember this, Rolonda. I picked you up and you were terrific.
I was. Did I tip well?
Of course you did.
Oh, thank God.
But celebrities are great, too. I had Lauren Hutton in the back of my cab, and I thought she might turn out to be a little stuffy, but she was the most loveliest person and so down to earth. First thing she said to me, she got into, "You got a cigarette?" And then she wanted to talk and talk and talk. So immediately what I did was I tried to find the nearest traffic jam, so I could keep her in the car for as long as possible.
I understand you like Lauren Hutton a little bit. A little crush on her?
Itsy bitsy.
Who wouldn't?
I heard she talked about sex and relationships.
Oh, yeah.
What'd she say?
Well, we had a lot of time. I got into the best traffic jam I could. We shared stories of her past life when she was a supermodel and stuff, and my life as a cab driver, and we had a lot in common.
Did you get our phone number, though?
No, I can't say I did.
I heard you found something very interesting that belonged to Lawrence Taylor in the backseat of your car.
Oh, yeah, his pay stub. actually.
Woo!
Yeah, lots of zeros.
Lots of zeros.
Yeah, a guy in my back seat actually found it, and he alerted me to it. He said, you know, this is Lawrence, his pay stub. And I was like, I don't even remember having him in my cab. And he showed it to me, and all the zeros on there. And I found out that he sent it back to him. And I don't know if he heard back from LT or not, but there were a lot of zeros on there.
What about heroic acts? Have you saved anybody's lives? Have you delivered any babies?
Every day.
I actually was out in the morning about 4 o'clock one morning this winter, and it was one of the coldest days of winter. And there was a house in Brooklyn engulfed in flames, and I knew where the closest precinct was. And I raced there, left my car in the middle of the road, ran in, reported the fire, went back to follow up and see, you know, what was going on. And it turns out that there were, in fact, people sleeping in the house, and they got them out. So.
Thank goodness. Here's the New York City cab drivers. Yeah. John, what can you tell us about your TV show, Taxi Talk?
Yeah, we address the issues of what it's like, you know, the day-to-day lives of a cab driver, how to give them a little few tips to help them along. And
is it a dangerous job? So many people would be afraid that you know, the streets of New York City can get a little rough.
it's 44 times more dangerous to be a cab driver than it is to be a cop.
Wow.
Though, since they put in New York, since they put mandatory partitions in the cab, it's gotten a lot safer.
Well, if you have ever been up here to the Big Apple, then you know that one of the scariest things about this city isn't the crime. It could be riding in a cab with these guys. So I want you to button up and buckle up, because this one could be a rather bumpy ride. We're going to take you on a visit of New York City. Taxi drivers tell all today on Rolonda. We'll be right back. Hold on, folks.